Hey everyone, Justin Roll here. Now giving you my review of episode 2 of Black Clover, The Boy's Promise. And for the majority of the entire episode, basically, it's just a flashback of Asta and Yuno's past 10 years ago when there's, let's say, God damn, I forgot how old these two are now. But just from their size, I guess they should be in their teens by this point in real time right now. Back then, 10 years ago, they should be, let's say, I think 7, 8 years old around that time. Let's say 7, 8, roughly. To how when these two made the promises to become Wizard Kings. Asa and well, let's start with Yuno first. Yuno started out as basically a timid character who has none of the strength to defend himself or gets hurt easily, while Asa is a guy who basically helps out Yuno because he has more energy and is more active. The two definitely contrasted her back then when they were kids, as they do now in real time. As Moon, there was this moment where the two was eating bread with his sister. I think her name was Sister Maria, I believe. No, I think they call her sister. I just completely forgot what her real name is. They call her sister. And after upon hearing the story about the Wizard King and how he defeated a demon, and then become a certain mage defeated a demon and became the Wizard King. Asta was inspired by the story, that he was so strong and powerful. He becomes the Wizard King, so he can protect everyone, including Asta, and make a good living for sister and the church that he lives in, that they currently live in, to make everyone happy. So he wants to become the Wizard King to help everyone else entirely. Well, Yuno hasn't decided really truly has hit path for himself yet, until a point where he was sent to by father to deliver a letter to a certain mayor in the city, and so it was into more city-like area in order for her to get some food. During the snow, apparently he ends up meeting up with his drunken patron or drunken man, won't take his pen away until Yuno came out. Not Yuno, until Asta showed up and got a pen back. Thus made the promise that Yuno's that I'm going to become the Wizard King too. I'll become strong and defend and help protect you and everyone else. So the two had the exact same dream, which kind of contrasted, which conflicts with each other's motive. I don't want to say conflict, they two have the same motives for the same reasons. And the reason, in fact, that during the beginning part of the episode, Yuno called Asa his rival though that was unclear exactly what he meant by rival in terms, because Asa had no magic up until when he released his grimoire, while Yuno does as magic. As it turns out, the reason he called him Asa his rival is the two made the promise back then because they're now becoming both Wizard Kings. But you can only have one Wizard King for an entire generation for one kingdom. So the two became rivals, so let's see who became the Wizard King first. So that was the promise beginning 10 years ago. I'm going to become the Wizard King for everyone. I'll become the Wizard King for everyone as well. But there's going to be one Wizard King, and the two have to set off, and the two have to fight each other at some point in order to outgrow each other. That was during the flashback. We finally had a clarification of what Yuno meant by Asa as his rival. But during the fight, I want to point out the fact during Asa's ability when he released his grimoire, because last episode we just got over the cliffhanger that Asa just awoke into his grimoire, his 5-leaf clover, the demon. We don't know exactly what the magic was yet until this point. When he got hold of his sword, apparently his form got all veined up, including his calves. But he had to go for a swing. Right before they make the swing, before the swing, one swing he managed to go up against the chains. Apparently, his magic is to get able to nullify magic. I'm pretty sure during the mind there's more clarification. He's gonna, and Asa, getting these things mixed up, but Asa, I think he explores more about his magic capabilities besides nullification. I'm pretty sure he knows there's more strengthening. I'm pretty sure there's more strengthening magic, a speed enhancement, or at least somewhere or another control the form of the elements, at least somewhere or another in the manga. But for now, nullification is what he got so far. And actually, make over the main swing on the one guy, the animation went from the color to black and white. Similar to how One Piece did during the Protocol in the auction house when Luffy punched the Celestial Dragon. Well, when Luffy went for the punch first, and then when he instantly made the connection, the whole screen went black and white. it's exactly right before, it's exactly how it looked like when Asta went for the swing of his sword, right against the mage with the iron chains, and sent him, and after the swing was done, he sent him flying right to a wall. It went back to color. That was a bit strange at first, but then again, maybe to attest for how, I think the only reason they maybe went from black and white was to emphasize how dangerous that move can be. Maybe show at least let's show less blood as they can at least at this point, because this early in the series, you don't want to show that much blood unless we're talking about like a freaking horror-esque anime series. But the black and white shit was weird at first, but then it made sense in a way. It kind of did. One swing of the sword sent him flying, so upon seeing that, made the told and told Asta what the promise was. I was like, you remember the promise? We both promised that we'll become Wizard King, so you two and I are rival. The both of us are rivals, so that was the promise was, and that was the end of the episode. But at one point during the opening here, we got a whole barrage of characters from the series that we're going to see mostly later in the series. There's going to be also be one female main character lead here. And I think it was that one. I think it was the shot with the girl sitting in the rain. It was in the middle of raindrops falling around her, and she was crying. I believe that she will be the main male lead. But there's also a scene where Asa is riding with the broomstick with two other characters, who might also become main characters, but also have supporting roles. That's how the two shot. I had to read the manga at some point later. Well, I get to the manga to exactly who is basically the main character who's going to join up with these two, also become Wizard King. And while in the next episode preview, we're going to see these two go off to the main capital, become magic knights. Masashi Tsuchihara will work for us as he has no magic capabilities. He relies mostly on physical, so he trains out his muscles to become a knight. But he does have a demon grimoire, the 5-leaf clover. So maybe but there's still a bit of a mystery exactly what that is, what the grimoire is. I was expecting like some point in the third episode that Asa is going to practice to father or sister, and he's going to show the grimoire to them. But maybe at least one of them might have an explanation to what that grimoire is exactly. But that's not the case. We're going to go straight off to the capital, and I'm pretty sure at some point during the time when they're in the capital, he'll get an explanation to what that grimoire is. There's no clear cut exactly who the villain's going to be, but we get one shot of most likely the current, I think the head of the knights, or at least a shot of the current Wizard King in the third episode. So we're going to see him and all other magic knights. So that's until next week. So I'm pretty sure Food Wars is going to be released later on today. I'm surprised that it's released on a Tuesday, not on a weekend. Usually releases on a weekend, but now it's on Tuesday. So until Food Wars showed up, leave a like, subscribe, and all those do this run, and I'll see you all next time. Laters.